Summer in Salt Lake City is in full effect, and the Gallivan Center happens to be an epicenter of activity. All summer long, enjoy free concerts, Monday night movies, weekday workouts, and more right here on the Gallivan Plaza. On this week's episode of Capital City News, we hear about the much anticipated Twilight concert series also happening at the Gallivan Center. Felicia Baca with the Arts Council has details. And our History Minute is about President Richard Nixon and his Pioneer Day speech. Let's get started with our legislative update and look back. At its July 9th meeting, the RDA board approved more than $11 million in loans for a new mixed-use, mixed-income affordable housing project at 255 South State Street. The City Council discussed an interlocal agreement with the Utah Transit Authority that would fund changes and improvements to bus routes 2, 9, and 21. The Council also received an overview of the Mayor's funding proposals for capital improvement projects. To learn more, visit slc.gov/council. Explore your city, know the history, get involved. The Salt Lake City Planning Division invites the public to its third summer planning series walking tour on July 29th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. The tour focuses on walking to the beat, creating a 24/7 district in Sugar House. To learn more and help plan for the future of your city, visit slc.gov/planning.
Park like a pro by following ADA guidelines for parking at meters in downtown Salt Lake. First things first, if you have a disability, make sure you have a disability license plate or a hanging placard easily viewable inside your car. When you drive downtown, you'll see some parking spaces that are reserved specifically for persons with disabilities. Remember that with your disability license plate or placard, you can also park in any parking space with a meter for up to 2 hours free of charge. Just like all other drivers, persons with disabilities are not allowed to park at red bag meters or in areas with no parking signs and street markings, such as freight loading zones, bus stops, emergency lanes, and in front of fire hydrants. Thank you for parking like a pro. If you have questions about ADA parking guidelines in downtown Salt Lake City, please feel free to contact Salt Lake City Compliance.
Now in its 32nd year, the Twilight concert series continues to bring vibrant crowds and eclectic music to the heart of downtown Salt Lake City. Felicia Baca, Arts Division Director for the Salt Lake City Arts Council, talks about this year's lineup and what to expect.
We started as a very small program with lots of local acts. Those were occurring at what was then the Salt Lake Arts Center and is now the Utah Museum of Contemporary Art. So started very small and grew. We moved to Gallivan and then Pioneer Park, and it grew to be very big with, of course, nationally touring acts that we've come to love. And then we're back at Gallivan for our second year again. So the acts are Hippie Sabotage, Blind Pilot, Young the Giant, Vince Staples, Courtney Barnett, and Santa Gold. Something we really prioritize this year is diversity, both in lineup and musical genres. So representation of all kinds of people as performers is really important to us, and also just having, hip hop, some indie rock, folk, electronic dance music. You're going to see all of that in the concert series. Well, the goal is to really bring vibrancy to the city. We know that it boosts economic development and makes our city a more exciting place to live. It supports our local business businesses downtown. It also supports, of course, musicians and artists. All of our shows have a local band that gives them an opportunity to, for us to really invest in their professional development and let them be on a bill with a nationally touring act. So it's part of our mission to support artists and art programs, and it's a first point of contact for youth in the city for musical experiences, so it kind of bolsters a lot of communities. Well, it's in the heart of downtown again, so it's an easily accessible place along the track stops. Green Bike is a sponsor this year. You can take a bike, you can take a scooter, you can take a lift. Concerts, gates are at 6 o'clock, concerts start at 6:30, and it's a great idea to get your tickets in advance now online because they're $10. They'll be $15 at the door, so you can save money by getting them now online. And of course, there's season tickets for $50. There's VIP options for people who want a little bit more, and that's a really exciting option for people. And so it's an event that's easily accessible for our city residents. For more information, you can visit twilightconcerts.com.
Next up is our History Minute.
In 1970, President Richard Nixon was on his way west to California and decided to make stops along the way to check in on more rural parts of the country. On July 24th, he found himself in Salt Lake City.
Just a year ago, on July the 24th, in the middle of the Pacific, on an American aircraft carrier, I welcomed back from the moon 3 men who had been pioneers in landing on the moon. And as I think today, I can only say that the spirit that took those 3 men to the moon, the spirit that came here 124 years ago, that kind of spirit has built the greatest country on the earth.
After this brief speech, he found himself at the Days of 47 rodeo and then on his way to California. He resigned in disgrace almost exactly 4 years later.
Thanks for watching another episode of Capital City News. To stay up to date on all of the events and activities that are happening in downtown and right here at the Gallivan Center, visit slc.gov/events. I'm Poonam Kumar, signing off from the Gallivan Center.